Hello and welcome to Chicago Reacts. My name is Lauren and thank you so much for joining me today. I recently put out a post on our community page asking what sort of things would y'all be interested in watching, and at least one of those things were like countdowns by Josh Scorcher. Now, I didn't realize this when I went to go check out the channel, but I actually have watched some Josh Scorcher on my own, just for funsies. So I already know I do in fact like him. So today, as I'm sure you'll see in the title, we're having some fun. We watching the top 10 sexy female bosses. I am very excited for this. The thumbnail he uses is Lady Domitrescu from Resident Evil Village. So I'm like, this is already gonna be good. It's like, I wonder if Mother Miranda is gonna be in there too, because she could be. She's also a sexy female boss. And I wonder if Melania from Elden Ring will be there. Like, there's a couple of things I'm like, who would I put in this list? So we'll find out. I'm curious to see what he has to say. He definitely knows more video game characters than me, but I'm like, I feel like I'll know more of them than I think. So, with that being said, let us begin.
After tackling the weirdly sexy bosses and the male sexy bosses, it's only time that I dedicate a full boss list to the fairer sex. While the range of body types is undeniably less varied, there are countless examples of sexy females in gaming. The rules are pretty much the same as the last time we did this. How much fan service do they provide? How does their personality or backstory contribute? How much internet thirst or apologists have they generated? And of course, how good is their boss battle?
Okay, also, I like that he's got a much more comprehensive list of like things that matter than I would have put on this list. I would have been like, sexy lady, go like that would have been where I lived. So he's doing better than me.
Before, because I am a very biased man with very biased tastes when it comes to women, I had to greatly rely on my fellow writers to help me with this one.
Fair.
You do realize that the writers picked a bunch of weird and/or obscure entries to annoy you, right?
Okay, so never mind. I might not know any of these. I want it to be a real answer. I want to know, who are the top 10 sexiest women in video game battles?
Okay, maybe this won't be so bad. I mean, it was easier than the last two lists. What are we starting with?
Well, I'll at least say it shouldn't be too shocking.
It's Phosphora, isn't it? Oh, of course it is. Why not? I mean, she's Lark Sheen without the personality turnoff. This electrifying beauty made her heart skip a beat when she first made her appearance in Kid Icarus Uprising, which may not be healthy since that stage you fight her in is a massive rush of adrenaline.
Wow.
Kicking Thanatos' plump hiney showcases her power. What people remember her for is her interactions with Pit and Palutena. Whether she makes fun of the goddess or flirts with the angel, that snark of hers is a real charm.
So you're basically squatting in this abandoned temple. Dignified, not squatting, repurposing.
The battle with her is pretty good
She would get along well with GLaDOS, I think.
too, if not a bit short. All that build up and you can beat her with a good bow or ranged weapon. At least her attacks are quick enough to keep you on your toes. And the developers knew she was going to be popular too, as she came to help you a couple of times later on and even showed up as an assist trophy in Smash Bros.
Phosphora is a pretty basic example, but she does have enough thirst online where she easily makes this list.
That makes sense.
And it is kind of cute seeing her flirt with Pit, even if it was just to catch him off guard.
I don't know, I could see the sparks flying between them.
This is going to be the whole list, huh?
Did you forget who our writers are? And who you're collabing with? Chaos Goblin lives!
Hi-Fi Rush.
Okay,
yeah, it
never
took a while
heard of
for
this
me to
one
mention
either.
this game, huh? To be fair, I only played it recently, and I had a real fun time fighting to the beat. Won't be too long for it to appear on a list. As for who, you know it's the Scottish mommy,
Corsica
Oh,
is the
hi.
head of security for
Okay.
Vandalay Technologies, and no, I'm not going to try her accent. And she's also one of your eventual allies, but you have to convince her first.
Okay. I love it when you have to convince somebody to fight you, like, or to be on your side by fighting you. And also, his name is T. Fun.
Percussively. Though her being an antagonist definitely did her all the favors.
Man, you guys were horny when she hit Shy at the end of the second chapter. Stop asking for it to be you she hit.
Why is everyone on the internet so horny?
Actually, don't stop, it's funny.
Anywho,
All
Chai
right, Brennan
tells
Lee
Corsica
Mulligan.
that the company she works for is corrupt, and she starts to doubt the whole system. This leads to Chai meeting up with her in her office to negotiate. But
Ow.
it's Chai, so he just makes everything worse. The
course.
fight with Corsica is less a
I don't know
fight
who he
and
is,
more
so-
a reaction command minigame. Your goal isn't to beat her, but to avoid getting hit and tire her out. It's a rhythm game boss fight
Fun.
in a hack and slash. But let's be fair, the game is both. After the fight, she joins you with an undone jacket and the ability to dress her up in any costume.
Ooh, hi.
Oh, Lord. The reason
No,
Corsica is here is
worse.
more for her fight than her sex appeal. Don't get me wrong, she's great.
I liked her Alistair cosplay a little bit better.
Very entertaining character, but there are more popular options to consider. Still, she's the bar. We got some real beauties up ahead.
Who would have thought biking could still look great without the giant water balloons?
It's the batons that do it.
I like the music here, too. Not gonna lie.
Metal Gear loves its fan service almost as much as its eerily
That was fan
prescient
service?
political overtones. Ever since the first Solid game, we've gotten a steady supply of guys and gals to satisfy just about everyone. Among
Fair.
them, none are quite more sexualized than Quiet.
Just a little
First
bit.
introduced as an enemy to Snake, Quiet quickly becomes a key ally after being defeated. As the story progresses, she slowly warms up to him and becomes something of a love interest.
Ah.
So, Beauty and the Beast, but you're the Beast.
Yeah, pretty much.
What is there to say about her, really? She leaves as little to the imagination as possible, is more
Why?
than well endowed, and is more than capable of holding her own on the battlefield. She even saves your life at one point.
Good for her.
And then you find out her backstory.
To make a long story short,
He's like, put on some clothes, lady. I have heard of, I do know some about Metal Gear, but like, not a ton.
I mean short, her lungs were destroyed when she was set on fire. She was only able to survive thanks to a unique parasite that now inhabits her body. As a result, she now breathes through her skin. Wearing a regular amount of clothes would lead to her suffocating.
Interesting.
Hence, the skimpy outfit.
Okay. They just really wanted to, there you go. You're welcome. They just really wanted to make a mostly naked lady, huh?
So, would that make her a frog monster girl?
In a cosmic sort of way, yes. Quiet gets heat in more ways than one. She absorbs sunlight, she gets the boys hot and bothered, and the think pieces about her generate rage clicks. So what the heck is she doing so
Fair.
low? To be brutally honest, I'm not a huge fan of her design.
Blatantly fake gasp!
Yeah, call me a Puritan, but I honestly feel it's a bit much. Yes,
Yeah, a
I
little
know it's explained in game and everything, but it's so silly and over the top that to me it becomes weirdly unsexy.
And while it's died down, the discourse over her back in the day was everywhere, and it got pretty obnoxious. You couldn't go to anything that so much as mentioned Metal Gear Solid 5 without seeing a dispute over her. Eventually, it just got to the point where I was just like,
It really does just feel like they wanted to have a sexy naked lady in their game, and they wanted to think, but we have to have a reason.
Wait a minute.
And yes, I got it. I get the joke.
I say whip it. Whip it good.
Imagine, if you will, your father is the titular king of the underworld. One day you decide, screw this, I'm out of here, and start your journey to escape said underworld. But among the many obstacles along the way,
Bye-bye.
you must confront the most terrifying foe of all. Your dommy mommy ex with a whip. And thus we have Megara,
Yikes.
one of the three furies of Tartarus and Hades. Sometime before the game, she and Zag dated
Hi, baby.
and then broke it off for kind of vague reasons. They moved on with their
Plot.
lives until
The
Zag
plot
tries to make a
demanded
break
it.
for it. Then she's got to try to whip him into shape. I love my writers.
I'll get you whipped into shape when I say jump, say how high, right? Nobody watched Legally Blonde the musical but me? Okay.
Love my writers. I love my writers.
I adore our writers. I feed them all the cookies. And of course, she ain't coming quietly, as her boss fight has her running circles around you with whips, lunges, volleys, and fire! And, if needed, she's got reinforcements she could call on any time. But hey, the good news is after you beat her, you could get a second chance to romance her all over again.
Nice.
Or you could romance Grim Reaper Daddy Thanatos instead. Depends on
Both
your
are good.
preference. I know which one I'm going for.
And of
Both
course,
are
there's
good.
the thirst online. Oh, mama, I see the thirst online. And I get why there is. She's got an alluring skin tone. She clearly takes great care of her bod. And as for her voice...
You won't be getting out of here without a dance.
One of my editors compared her voice to ASMR, and I definitely hear it.
Interesting.
Pretty much
It's very vocal fry-y. Oh, hi, Aphrodite. Very, like, it almost sounds like she's talking from underwater, honestly.
everybody in this game sounds sexy. So yeah, it's not too hard to see where the thirst for her comes from. But she's not really my type.
Okay.
You speak
Who is your type?
me
Fluently.
Look, I can't beat around
Oh,
the bush.
Kid Sex
She's hella not my type. She's a depressing grump, and the whips are just... yeah. Plus, even though there isn't much tension between her and Zach, he admits it was his fault they broke up, and she doesn't totally resent him. She still keeps trying to kill him. Kind of makes you wonder if that second chance attempt is really worth it. Still,
Or if it's just, that's foreplay for them. I don't know. They're Greek gods. It could be anything. Like, who knows?
I recognize the attraction. While I'm not really into it, I won't shame those who are.
Are we ever going to get to someone who is his type? That's what I want to know. So far, he's like, doesn't do it for me.
So our winner for this list's most obvious game is Bayonetta. Come on down.
Fair.
Yeah, I got nothing here. This game has some bewitching bosses.
Ugh. Well, we say that, but there isn't anyone beating the queen of sex appeal herself, Bayonetta. Good thing she has a fellow Umbral Witch rival that satisfies the boss condition.
Sean is Bayonetta's childhood friend who appears as a rival throughout the first game due to being brainwashed by Bayonetta's father, Baldur. The two
Of
fight
course.
4 times throughout the game, with each fight getting more and more crazy as they continue. This culminates in a literal gravity-altering fight up the side of a skyscraper where the two duel one last time to free Jean from Baldur's control.
Amazing. See, I've heard of her. Didn't know what she was from, but I've heard of her. I've seen pictures. I've seen the fan art. I've seen the cosplays.
On the looks side, John definitely holds her own. Wearing a skin-tight red jumpsuit and fighting like Bayo really makes most gamers flock to her as much as her Umbral sister. Though I've had to pick my favorite design, it's her Bayo 2 design. While her short hair was great, the long hair combined
do
with
like
the
long
simpler
hair.
but sleeker red jumpsuit
Ooh,
made her
hello.
go up pretty slick. Then we have her Bayo 3
I do
design,
like that.
and yeah, I think we could stick to the Bayo 2 one.
I've heard of her.
Beautiful once.
Honey, you got real ugly.
Jean is definitely a strong contender with plenty of people simping for her. Not just through her design, but her awesome boss fights as well.
I love it when I'm watching some of these and I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? I've seen that at a con or something, but I'm like, I had no idea what it was from.
The Trials of Mana remake really took the fan service to the next level. Not
Little
that the
bit,
original
wow.
was lacking in it, but the new art style gave the characters quite a glow up. And by far the biggest
Oh,
receiver
hi.
of it was Belladonna.
Right off the bat, Belladonna has quite a bit going for her. She's got that whole sexy Arabian ruler thing going on. But unlike Jasmine, she's actually legal. In the story, Isabella is as manipulative as she is sexy. While not the
Oh,
main
wow.
villain
Very
of
much
Hawkeye
so
and
then.
Riza's story, she's the one who manipulated the once benevolent king and is responsible for most of the threats they have to face. But don't worry, she's motivated by love and gets a genuinely sad death scene.
Aw.
So,
Spoilers.
easy jumping off fic for simps.
Shout out to Big Chungus29 for the donation. My stream demands you die.
God, I wish that was me.
That can be arranged.
Of course, all this is just the cover for her full splendor.
That may be the hottest geek I've ever laid eyes on.
All right. Okay.
Yeah?
All right. Wow.
How about now?
Yeah, still hot.
Everything
Aw, Danny Phantom always wins.
about her is an absolute feast for the furries. She has flowing hair, massive thigh gap, built-in eyeshadow, and makes no attempt to cover her, assets. During the fight, she's incredibly acrobatic and constantly makes suggestive poses. It
course
sure
she
is a good
does.
thing we can't see anymore, otherwise the ESRB rating would have been way higher.
Oh, in Italian, Belladonna translates to beautiful lady. They knew what they were doing.
Next, you'll tell us she was designed by an actual furry, and that is exactly what happened.
Yep,
that
sounds about
explains
right.
everything.
That does. That does explain everything, in fact.
Oh, wow. A Shantae character on a sexy female bosses list?
Look, Nisho, it's my shocked face.
We said it before, we're saying it here, no big shock that Shantae would end up on a sexy bosses list. It's fan service wrapped in cute designs encased in fun platforming with belly dancing. It should be a bingo card, really. Last
yeah,
time
it
we
should
talked
be.
about Shantae in terms of sexy bosses, we discussed Roddy Tops, who's definitely a knockout if you're not afraid of necrophilia, falling limbs, perhaps an eyeball coming out every once in a while.
Oh,
I have
interesting.
no interest in dating regular girls. My heart has been stolen by the beauties of the undead.
But in terms of conventional, in heavy, heavy quotation marks, sexiness,
Behold, the
Nice.
Giga Mermaid,
I like
queen of
this
her kind
song.
and a whopper of a catch. Normally a
Giga
pretty chill
Mermaid.
fish lady, she's been mind-controlled by Techno Baron and chained
Aw.
up.
Everyone's-
Oh, wow,
Everyone's always mind controlled in these.
that's a lot of kinks already. We're gonna have to do some major platforming to free her from the binds. Because, yes, when I see an Amazon fish lady rampaging, my first thought is, hey, let's give her more free reign to smash us.
Yep.
Don't.
so yeah, you free her, and she decides to thank you by trying to zap you and fish slap you into oblivion. But
Great.
you push her back a few times while staying alive yourself, and eventually you break the spell and expose the rest of Techno Baron's scheme of, kidnapping maidens and selling them as fake mermaids by having their lower halves swallowed by fish?
Oh my god, he's wet.
Okay, back to the not
Wow.
creepy part. What makes Giga Mermaid so sexy? Okay, you really need me to
mean-
spell this one out. She's like if She-Hulk was a mermaid. Like an Amazon
mean-
mermaid that's only wearing a shell bra. I am but a man who can see why that's hot. It's not exactly that deep.
Plus, I'm pretty sure Disney capitalized on the appeal for those. Of course, I'm pretty sure they unlocked a lot of things for people.
Did that come out before or after Disney, like a Little Mermaid? Did they capitalize on it or did the game capitalize on it?
It also doesn't hurt that the usual character designs for Shantae make her look really cute. So she doesn't have a whole lot character-wise, but the appeal is straightforward enough, so that's good enough here. Go, Gadget!
Okay.
Sorry you had to see that.
Yeah, thank you for
Now
apologizing.
That mental image has been breathed into existence.
Great.
Let's talk Guilty Gear. Specifically, I want to talk about a boss from the second game in the Igzerd sub-series, Igzerd Revelator. Jacko Valentine, usually referred to by her first name Jacko, is one of the three servants to the Gear Maker alongside Raven and Eno. Her past is shrouded in mystery, unlike her need to wear her mask and inability to function without candy. Jacko already appeals
Like
with her
me.
skin-tight
Not really.
one-piece outfit that doesn't just have slits on her calves and forearms, but also down her chest, giving her a deep V-neck. She's also got
Hello.
long and wavy red hair, black and red heels that match her gloves, and if you manage to beat her, you'll get to see what she looks like without the mask.
Spoilers!
That is the face of a red-eyed angel.
Oh,
little bit.
and if you're into the bubbly type of anime girls, Jacko will have officially reached peak waifu material in your book.
Aw,
Whatever
look at
book
her.
of waifus that may be.
She's cute.
Wink. No judgment here. Wink. Go check
means
out
all
the
the
Kickstarter.
judgment.
Wink. Pre-order
Oh.
the book. Winkety
That's a
wink.
thing from
Of course,
them,
her
then.
sexiness is further heightened by what the internet has deemed the Jacko pose. A certain stance she makes in her
Oh.
boss fight will have her bent all the way down while standing on her legs. Yeah, don't act like you haven't scrolled TikTok for hours and
very,
then watching videos of people replicating this pose.
flexible.
Everyone has done it.
Even begrudgingly so.
It's fun torturing you.
When you battle her in Igzerd Revelator, she...
We're learning a lot about their relationship, aren't we?
Fungo again?
I think she and Mystique would get along. They fight in a similar manner.
Yeah, Jacko kicks like a maniac in battle, and she even has a prison weight on her left ankle that she can swing around.
Wow,
Compared to
that's
BDSM
cool.
with extra concussions, she can even trap you inside of her weight and slam you into the ground. She comes equipped with her own little army of cute little flying minions that shoot lasers at you,
bet
as well as
she does.
explosives. That will occasionally show her,
Assets?
What were we talking about?
Jekko Valentine is a solid boss who definitely delivers on that anime girl sex appeal. Funnily enough, as of Guilty Gear Strive, she's retroactively a GILF due to Arya's soul inhabiting her body.
Now, every time I try to talk to a girl, I'm like, yeah, you're cute, but you ain't Nana.
What really puts her over the edge, though, is that simple yet appealing crouching animation that made her an internet icon. She's
fair.
Probably the reason many people know about the Guilty Gear franchise at all.
I did never heard of it, but... Number 2.
What can I say?
There she is.
That awesome rock on her, though.
Honey, you're not looking
There
at
she
vampire
is.
boobs again, are you?
No, darling.
Yeah, when you saw this video pop up in your notifications, you knew this one was coming. Resident
she was in
Evil
the thumbnail.
Village introduces us to Lady Domitresk, a 10-foot-tall, 400-pound woman in an alluring 1920s-style getup, complete with stiletto-high heels and rakishly angled hat. You first meet her when she's arguing with Heisenberg over your character's fate. Once you escape from Heisenberg's clutches, we're able to properly make her acquaintance after getting kidnapped by her blood.
I wonder if they're going to put any of the Markiplier simp stuff in here. He's got some good ones. If they don't, I might put some in.
Thirsty daughters.
Yeah, from the moment you meet her, she exudes a sort of step on me energy, condescending to Heisenberg, calling him just a child. As far as physical appearance goes, if her prominent curves weren't enough to satisfy you, how about the fact that she towers over you by roughly double Ethan's height? Anyone with a taste for giant women that have an added level of snark may forget for a second that she also has a taste for human flesh. Then again, knowing the internet,
I feel like that's part of the appeal, isn't it?
they'd probably be into that too.
Yeah,
Thanks,
right?
Twilight. No, not you. Oh, and if you thought that she was large
Oh,
and
you thought Twilight is not the one that started that, baby. I blame Anne Rice.
powerful in this form, well, you better not make her angry, Markipliers of the world, because she can get pretty murderous when provoked. After going full Wolverine and stabbing you in the stomach,
least
she
mentions
reveals her
Markiplier.
true form. A mutated dragon with a Demogorgon-shaped mouth and her body attached to its back, complete with tentacles. I know you're supposed to love people at their worst, but...
Looks like your outside matches your inside.
I'd still hit it.
When her boss fight begins, you have to throw everything you've got at her, and you can easily get disoriented when she's chasing you outside of the castle and sending her vampire bats after you.
Yeah, I would
She's
never
still
have been able
boastful
to
as
beat
ever,
this.
allowing you to shoot her in midair. Weaken her enough, and both of you will fall through the castle before she gets Thanos snapped out of existence.
Now,
yeah, I never ever would have been able to beat her. I don't think I could play the Resident Evil games. I can barely beat BioShock. Like, I'm so boned.
full disclosure, as conventionally attractive as she is, she doesn't really do it for me.
Nothing, no one does it for you.
I don't know.
Josh.
Someone trying to kill me kinda kills the romance.
That's
I know
all the
others are
bosses.
into that, but not me.
I mean, okay, look, but this is the boss fight. They're the bad guys, right? They're all gonna have tried to kill you. I don't know if he should be making this list.
There's also the whole, Eldritch Chimera transformation.
There is that.
There are way fewer people into that than Queen Vamps. I'm pretty sure it's doing something for someone. Hey, if it works for you, it works for you. And to her credit, she has really great lighting on her chest.
Are you sure you're not talking about Karlach now?
That is some really great lighting on her chest. Like, it's just this translucent. It really does. Oh, man, that's just great.
You'll never let me live that down, will you?
It's okay, honey. Karlach is best golden retriever girlfriend.
Honorable mentions.
Bruges from Sonic. Copious amounts of internet thirst brought down by a single boss fight that sucks.
Camilla, Fire Emblem Fates. Ditto to Rouge.
Sylvanas from World of Warcraft. Roddy Top's Angry Dummy Mommy Edition.
Cloud of Darkness, Final Fantasy III. Laura Bailey just did her lust voice, and it's perfect.
Elizabeth.
That makes sense for
Arjvet.
her.
Elizabeth. I don't know how to say her name from Ninja Gaiden 2. I can see why this game inspired a lot of SFM projects.
Right and left, Atomic
Thank you
Heart.
for not
This
showing.
game clearly has a pro-robosexual agenda. And that's kind of hot.
Dark Queen from Battletoads. Is it worth all the pain to get to her? Probably not.
Number 1.
Ah, the Pokemon world. Home of beasties, ladies, and fellas of all shapes, sizes, and tastes. From cuddly ice mamas to beach pro wrestler daddies to self-awareness. There's there's literally something for everyone.
But when it comes to boss fights, which lovely mistress of the Pokemon world truly stands above the rest in terms of character and beauty? Well, personally, feels only right that an absolute queen take the crown. Or, dare we say,
really?
A champion.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, once again, it's time to bow our heads in respect for the champion of Sinnoh, Cynthia. As well we should. She's the champ that promises a legitimate test of skill. Her team is well balanced in strength, variety, and strategy. As for what makes her sexy, well, let's count the ways. 1, 2, 3, all of them.
If her skills in the arena don't make it clear enough, her entire being oozes with allure and might. Her design off the bat is amazing. Along with a pretty face, she rocks the long, cute blonde hair with bangs in front of the face, and her outfit commands respect.
I mean,
sleek black
some
pants.
of these images have been more attractive than others of them, though. I don't know. I don't get the little wee creature thing.
V-neck top and a long jacket with puffy sleeves and trim.
I do like her
make
fit.
her look a little bit more feminine. Yellow and black are a color scheme you don't really see that often, but with Cynthia, it creates an appeal that's a mix between mysterious, gothic beauty and step on me, mommy energy.
Why do we have so many entries with that?
Do you want me to go into the full psychological reason?
I
or
mean,
should
I
the
can
Green
think of several
Scorpion sketch
reasons.
Explain it.
Oh, so nobody here thinks power is sexy. Not one of you finds power sexy.
Okay, jokes aside, all that creates a lovely package that exudes an alluring mystery and contributes to her most attractive trait. One little word.
Power.
If power isn't your
Fair.
thing, that confidence is sexy at least. And Cynthia
Confidence
oozes
that's
it
true.
from head to toe. The skills and smarts to hold her own on the battlefield with a well-balanced team, a cool, even head, and genuine respect for her opponents, all wrapped up in a mysterious, alluring package. She didn't earn her title as the Sinnoh champion for nothing, and if/when you beat her, it feels like a genuine victory.
All right, I can see why people would
she's
like
a good
that.
sport about it.
Of course, this isn't the last we see of her. She makes surprise appearances every now and then in future gens, the Gen 4 remakes, and we even supposedly meet one of her ancestors, Volo, in Legends Arceus. Dang, if they are related, they've got a fabulous bloodline. Either way, seeing Cynthia again doesn't feel like she's
Gotta love
overstaying her
it.
welcome, thanks to everything we discussed. We'd go so far as to say that we Cynthia for Cynthia.
I'm the fiery Joker and I didn't want to say it.
I'm Armau, and I absolutely wanted to say it. What would you do without me, babe?
Pray I never find out.
God!
All right. Fiery Joker Productions.
Hey everyone, this is Josh. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the video around. Please check out my other social media like my Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr.
Showing
Check out
off
my
all
other
of that.
channels
Oh, he's
such
got
as
a
Joshua
Tumblr?
Burner for reactions and other stuff, Dragon Fighter Gaming for tabletop, and
Ah, that's not what I meant to do. Stop. Go away. That is not what I intended to do. Go back. All right. So, I'm kind of surprised I didn't put Mother Miranda in there. Have y'all seen that lady? Mother Miranda. Emojis. Like, I don't know. Look at her. Look at this lady. Oh, it's not going to work. Come on, go down. I didn't realize it was going to take this long. What are you doing? Stop loading, bitch. See, look at her. I would have put her in there. Like, even her second form isn't too bad. I mean, it's got the long, scary arms, but, like, I don't know. Look at her. I think she's nice. In any case, I'm surprised they didn't put that in there. I probably would have. Oh, but that was Josh Scorcher's top 10 sexy female bosses list. I'm like, you know what? I'm not sure what his type is. He's like, no, doesn't do it for me. Nope, doesn't do it for. None of them did it for him. Anyway, who's on your list then? That didn't make it onto his list. Maybe they just didn't want to put 2 Resident Evil ones on there. That's possible. And Lady Dimitrescu is definitely the easier one to like go for there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed that. If you do want to see more stuff like this, or if you've got a different video from him that you want me to look at, go ahead and let me know below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget, we also do have a Patreon. The link for that is in the description below. A lot of animes over there, but you know, we also have like full reactions to Has Been Hotel and the movie Dr. Dolittle, and also the movie Upgrade, and a couple of episodes of Will and Grace. We've got some other stuff up there. We've got some more stuff coming out there too soon. More English stuff as well. So there's things going up there. So you can check that out, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.